Hi there, welcome to my channel. My name is Angela and this is Slow Readers Bookshelf. Oh, a bit out of breath because I've been running up the stairs, I do apologise. So I thought today I would just chat to you a little bit about a book I've finished recently. And it is My Tudor Era by Kate Bromley. And it says, Love can make you lose your head. And we've got it here. There we are. So it's a bit of a... I suppose it's classed as a romance. So as a Tudor lover, more recently as well, I've been watching, I quite like on the old YouTube, which is what we have in common, isn't it? The I must say reconstructions, but like the history ones where they sort of try and figure out how these various characters, these various people in history would now look, or how they really looked, etc. So I do have an interest in the Tudors. My thoughts on Anne Boleyn, whether or not she was guilty or innocent. Actually, I do actually like, or I'm interested in sort of Richard III and things. So generally, one of my favourite subjects is political history. I love political history. I love learning about things that happened and how we got here and who's related, and you know. And I suppose part of it as well is with this book, it's a bit like the butterfly effect. So wouldn't we all love to go back in time if we could step back in time? And it's one of the questions I always you know, when I'm chatting to colleagues and things like that at work, and I say, if you could go back in time, where would you go? Who would you like to be? That fly in the wall, but the fly, or be there but you can't change history. You can't I'm not saying you're not seen, but you're not remembered, I guess, because obviously we don't want to change history. So this is basically what I would say is the roundabout way of the concept of this book. So we've got what she called Lily. So she's American. She is a PhD. She has a PhD in psychology, not history. She is across in England, sorry, at Hampton Court with a friend. She goes into, I believe it's the Haunted Gallery, and next minute she knows, she wakes up and she's in Catherine Howard's body. It's not a spoiler, it tells you on the back. That's the main point of the book. So she's, as I say, goes into the Tudor. It's the paper. So what is this book? It's, I'm going to use the word again, okay. It was okay. It wasn't gripping. We've got some characters or some people from history, like Lady Rutherford. We've got Thomas Culpeper. We've got Francis, was it Dellum? That was the other one that was in Catherine Howard's life. I don't think it says on the back of there, does it? It does. Durham, yes. And so there is a little bit of romance, that always is. Now, when I've read reviews of this, people have said, well, part of it has got some not so good reviews, because see, I went in with the low expectations. I wasn't expecting something mind-blowing. I didn't think it was going to be historically accurate. It's a bit of fun. You take it as a bit of fun. There is a bit of spice in it, which was a bit of a surprise for me, because the way it was going, it was, I wasn't say trudging along, but it was plodding along at its own pace. It's only about 312 pages. I thought, you know, like a cozy little romance book, bit of fun. And then there's spicy scenes. I think there's a couple in there. But anyhow, which was a bit of a out of left field. But anyhow, I wasn't expecting that. Now, criticism I've had that people have had of this is that she speaks, and the people she meets, or companions, or you know, people from history, I guess, speak modern language. It's escapism. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to be Tudor language. It is, and I kind of thought, it's not going to be, is it? It's just a fun story. And it's I suppose, so the story is obviously she knows what's going to happen to Catherine Howard. She knows this part of history. She knows that Catherine Howard gets beheaded. Spoiler from from Henry VIII, if you didn't already know that. So yeah, so she knows that what the fate of Catherine from her is, and obviously she wants to get out, because so she's in Catherine's body. So therefore obviously she wants to get back. She wants to get back to the future. She wants to, and it's now there's been some, we've got some, I wasn't say she introduces some modern concepts, but you know, I suppose some modern ideas, but you know what it is, like I say, it's escapism. It's not, you know, people have said, well, oh, she's teaching them games at one point. I can't remember what it is, you know. I think it's possibly at one point I think she's teaching them a drinking game. Just yeah, don't take it seriously. It's a bit of fun. I haven't read this author before, and like I say, you've got a bit of romance. We start off before she's actually married Henry. She is actually in the Tudor court. There isn't a lot, like I say, we're in Hampton Court, but there's not a lot of historical facts in it. Like I say, you've got people who did exist who would have been round Catherine Howard at the time. To me, it's about, I wasn't say friendships, who can you trust, you know, because obviously these people don't know, they're just from the future. So as I say, I gave it about a 3. It's would I rush out? Would I recommend you rush out and buy it? No. If you saw it in a charity shop, get it, a bit of fun. If you're looking for something that is historically accurate, and we're going to use all the Tudor phrases, and we're going to be talking in Tudor language, and we're going to be, you know, it is not a non-fiction historical book, you know, and I don't think it sets out to be, and I don't think it sets out to be totally accurate. I think, like I say, if you can get it cheap, or if you're not bothered, if you just want a quick read, a bit of fun, is it the best book written? No, but like I say, just a nice, if you're sitting down, you just want a quick holiday read, possibly something that you can escape with, that's just, yeah, I would say give it a try. I think, like I say, I think I give it about, so I give it 3 stars. Like I say, I didn't think it was terrible. I thought it was a bit of fun. It wasn't a book that at any point that I thought I wanted to DNF. It was I wanted to find out. I wanted to find out what happens to her, how she, you know, I wouldn't say how she survives, but how she survives the court, because obviously that's all new to her. I look like I've got a red mark or something on my head. You know, does she get back to the future? What happens with romance? What happens with the encounters of the famous people? Because if you think about it, she goes in there and she's never met these people before. So people like Thomas Culpeper and Francis Durham, they talk as though they know her, and actually obviously she's never met them. She doesn't know them because she, as I say, is in Catherine's body. I have waffled, so there you go. So I just thought I'd give you a bit of a view on what I thought of my Tudor era. If you have got to the end of this video, thank you very much, you're very patient. Give me a crown emoji, just to say, if you can't think of anything to say and you want to just tell me that you've got to the end. And I will see you very shortly in another video. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.